Yep, this video ought to be interesting for interesting problems and interesting reasons. These are all Bop Its. And for those who aren't in our community, we actually do have an electronic gaming community, although it's quite toxic, and I don't want to get into why that is. There's R2-D2, pardon all the dust, R2-D2, BB-8, Minion Stuart. Yes, you have to specify which Minion it is, or the Minion fan base will go insane. Baby Groot, Olaf, which was made to promote Frozen 2, not the original Frozen. I'm actually surprised about that. It's marketed as Chewie, but it's Chewbacca. I even know that despite not being a Star Wars fan. This was marketed as The Child. Its official name is apparently Grogu. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. And Spiderman, which I did a few videos on that. I was the first to get Spidey. But those are all Bop Its. Let me show you, for example. It says Bop It on the top of Stuart's head. For those just joining me, and especially for newcomers, you're probably wondering what is a Bop It? Well, if you don't know what a Bop It is, I'll put it this way. I'm not going to hate you for it. I'll just be surprised. But Bop It is one of those universally praised games. Let me go grab my vanilla Bop It, which vanilla is another way of saying original. I don't hear a lot of people in our community use that terminology, but vanilla just means original. I have so many things. It comes naturally with the territory of being a collector and a treasure hunter. Are you in here? Extreme 2 Pink Edition. Yep, there you are. Sorry, you probably can't even hear me from over here. I'm still recording, though. Still making this video, well, it's already on YouTube, obviously, but for those who have never seen a Bop It before in their life, it's a 2000 reissue, but this is a Bop It. If newcomer, like for any newcomer who wants to know why Bop It works so well, Bop is literally slang for hit, which you hit the button. There's Bop It, Twist It, which is a crank, and Pull It, which is this lever. I'm not going to do it now because with the original Bop It, and the Extreme was the first to stop doing this, with the original Bop It, if you start a new run, after a successful run, your score is gone. This is a 2000, which has much better pacing than 96, 98, or 99. I think I have that right. 2000, I believe, is the first one to go up to 200 points. It claims it's a 98. Hopefully that shows it. Let me switch the view around. But it claims it's 98, but it is actually 2000. 19. Oh my god, camera. Or no, it claims it's a 96. I thought that was an 8. Yeah, but that's what the original vanilla Bop It looks like. There's a modern equivalent of the traditional Bop, Twist, Pull, which is what I just showed you, done in the style of the Shout. I'm not going to show the Shout because it's in storage right now. Granted, so is the Classic, but the Classic is easier to explain. Where are you? Yeah, look at me being real professional and just like rummaging around in my stuff. Look at me, whoop-de-doo. This is the Classic, which is fashioned after everyone's favorite, and yeah, it's kind of overrated at the exact same time, the Bop It Shout. It looks just like this, but it's not flat. This is just a flattened version of the Shout. Bop, Twist, and Pull. This one is actually a 2.0. You wouldn't be able to tell by looking at it, but it's all in the programming. A lot of people in the community have already touched upon this, what the programming differences are. There's 1.0, 2.0, which is mine, and 3.0. Entire videos on that. I'm not going to go through that. I'm not even going to do the test modes in this video. So, why do I bring all of these clowns up? Well, and let's not be around the bush, and it's not even funny either. What's happening with Bop It, and it's not Dan Plitzner's fault, I can assure you, is Hasbro has successfully enslaved poor Dan Plitzner. That was not meant to be a joke at all. It's also a sign of what's called franchise fatigue because, put it this way, I hope I have this right, these two came out the exact same year, and that came out the exact same year, I don't think the exact same time, as this thing, which has 3 versions, and I already made an entire video on that. People have done that as well. But I want to remove the negativity because, well, I'm going to try to remove the negativity. Well, I kind of already got the negativity out of the way. But why do I actually like these, despite not being a fan of, like, say, Star Wars, Minions? Guardians 2 was okay. I don't like Olaf. I don't like Frozen in the slightest. Again, Star Wars, Mandalorian. I like Marvel, so I was accepting of Spider-Man. Mainly, it's all in the presentation. For those who don't know, this is mainly what this is going to be a focus on. This is mainly because of me becoming a critic and someone who appreciates every little detail. Like, every detail is precious. Like, for example, R2. Look at all the stuff that, like, oh my god, the attention to detail of the character. You can even see, like, they're not painted, but, like, all the details. So much hard work went into this. Although he doesn't have a third leg, which I know he's supposed to. I think that's what that's supposed to be. It's always in the back, probably because the battery type are in the back. And also, because people might be a little bit confused if you're a newcomer, and if you're not a Star Wars fan like I'm not, but
Bop It to start.
That's not an imitator.
Blasting.
That is the dude that voices C-3PO. I keep forgetting his name, probably because I'm not like a Star Wars fan, but that
Bop It
is...
to start.
Wait for it to go to sleep.
I'll just switch off for a while.
Yeah, that's, again, not an imitator, which... That brings me to my next... I'm going to go back to critiquing the presentation thing, though. That brings me to my next point. That VA, I keep forgetting his name, probably because, again, I'm not a Star Wars fan. He must have been very, very expensive, even for Hasbro standards at the time. His voice was reused verbatim in BB-8, which mine's actually the 2.0 BB-8. Because 2.0s have the little silver dot and the ring around that eye. Also, his antenna is sticking out to the side.
Bop It to start. Bop It to start.
Wait for it to go to sleep.
I'll just switch off for a while.
But yeah, the detail, also I actually recently discovered mine's supposed to have like a thing like Spider-Man has on the back of his head, which I'll get to that. It's supposed to have like a cover, that's what this is for, it's like a little lock mechanism. But at least I can show you the copyright information. Yeah, like, I'm not even like, I'm not a fan of Star Wars, but even I can admit that BB-8 is freaking adorable. And the finish, though, the metallic finish on, like, the silver accents, though, that's really cool. Like, all the little details are there. Moving on to Minion Stuart. Yes, I know how universally hated the Minions are.
Bop It to start. Bop It to start. Wait, what about Goodnight Kisses?
Minion Stuart looks amazing, honestly. And actually, fun fact, I can probably assume this is the reason why this exists. Yellow, alongside with red, those are both two of the most popular colors for merchandising and marketing and advertising. That's my theory as to why this exists. Now, if you look at, say, R2 and BB, those have, that's actually his Bop It button that's on the belly, and that's on the head. But at a first glance, you wouldn't be able to tell that Stuart actually has a Bop It button. It's not a button, it's just integrated into his head. Which actually, if I can get it to show up on camera, the speaker reel is integrated into, like, the hair design. That's pretty clever. And I can see like all the textures, the attention to detail, like on the overalls, I think is what those are called. I always forget what those are called. Overall suspenders, I always get that wrong. But yeah, it is really cool to look at. The gloves and the feet and the band around the goggle, very, very shiny. I just noticed that. The battery cover is his butt, and then there's where the screw is. That's where you like dig your nail into to actually get the door off, the battery door. So on to actually, not a lot of people know this. Oh, Olaf. Not a lot of people actually know this, but despite being a hardcore Marvel fan, this one's actually my least favorite. And I'll tell you why. No, you'll hear why.
I am Groot.
Bop It to start.
Yeah, that's not Bradley Cooper voicing Rocket.
Bop It to start.
Wait for it to turn off again.
Why don't you just rest for a bit?
Yeah, even I know. That's not Bradley Cooper voicing Rocket Raccoon. I still don't know if that's Vin Diesel voicing Baby Groot, because he voiced Groot and then he voiced Baby Groot in the movies. He might have been too expensive. But Baby Groot does have a bop button. It's right there, and so is the speaker. Although it's kind of raised. Not sure if you can tell, because if you see it from that angle, right in the corner right there, it is raised. You twist his head, and you pull his legs. I always found that kind of strange, because it doesn't, like, click. But it does register. Being that Groot is a plant, I actually forget the name of his species. He's, like, a tree alien thing, but still, like, the detail, like, all the grassy green detail, the highlights, they're plentiful, and they are just really, really good. They are just, like look at all the ridges, the grooves, and stuff like that. It's really well done. It is really well done. The face looks absolutely adorable, as it should, because that's Baby Groot. Put that one back. Olaf is next. And I don't have a lot of positive things to say about Olaf, like, as a Bop It game, but for its presentation, it's pretty marketable, I actually have to say. Here's what it sounds like.
Bop It to start. Bop It to start. Oh, man, am I out of shape. Want to take a break?
And spoilers, that's not just my opinion, it's everyone in the community's opinion. I'm just going to say it for what it is before I critique and praise it. Bop It Olaf is perverted. That's all I have to say, thank you. That aside, it's got a lot of detail too. Like, I can see the snowflake patterns. I think he has that, like, in the movies. I can't remember for sure. Hopefully I can get this to show up on camera, but his tooth, it's hollow on the inside. That's pretty cool. The carrot nose looks really, really, really good, like a carrot would. The eyes, I can see, if you look closely, you can see his eyelids. From a distance, you can't. You can just see, like, their outline. There's his eyebrows. I think it's supposed to be, like, his hair. But, yeah, really great presentation here. And then I believe I had this in the right order. Chewbacca, Chewie, whatever, came next during the same year.
Bop It to start. Bop It to start. Maybe we should give it a rest, Chewie?
It's structured almost like Baby Groot before it, like to a T. Like, I can see the same kind of body shape and design. Although Chewbacca is definitely a lot bulkier, but I can see the same, like, structure, like, to a T, where you actually, like, it's not a button, but you bop the head, you twist the head, and you pull the feet, so that's almost verbatim the same thing. And also, you can move the arms. That's pretty cute. But yeah, like, Chewie, Chewbacca, you can see a lot of detail. Like, I always forget what that's called, but that's not that metallic finish like it normally should. He has a satchel, I believe is what that's called, right there. That's pretty cool. Very textured in its own way as well. Like, it's got, like, the details, like, at the bottom. Very, very shiny, too. I don't remember Chewbacca being shiny, like, even in the movies. Very, very detailed. What's next? Grogu! Also, what the community has officially dubbed, and that's my fault, Bop It ASMR edition. I already noticed off camera before I recorded this, part of his eye is kind of coming off. But I really don't care. And before I start, from what I've been told, it's the dude that actually plays the Mandalorian that voices this thing.
Bop it to start. Bop it to start. Hey, let's give it a rest.
Now, before I critique it, much like Chewbacca, you bop and twist the head. Twisting is easy because the ears are longer. You do pull the feet like on Chewbacca, whatever. No, like, I can see, like, all, like, going into, like, a critique thing, I can see, like, all the folds in, like, the... I forget if it's cloth or leather Grogu wears. I can see... That looks like kind of like a... Like, it would be fuzzy if it was, like, actually, like, a plush. It's present on the neck and the wrists. It is very well done. The sculpt is also really well done. Like, right here, for example, it's very well done. The face itself is pretty well sculpted. Like, all the detail, every detail is precious when making these things. And that brings me to the current and so far last one, at least for right now. Spidey!
My spidey sense is tingling. Bop it to start. Bop it to start. Need a break? I'll stick around.
Now with Spidey, he has a Bop It button, but at first you wouldn't be able to tell because it looks like it's not there. It's integrated into the design. That's what the seam is for, the seam in the plastic. Speaker grill is integrated into the top. You actually twist the lower part of his body. I wasn't expecting that. We all thought it was going to be you bop and twist the head. But you pull the web. I will admit that's pretty unique, although as you just saw, it does not retract on its own. Typically, pullets are spring-loaded. And, oh, my foot wants to fall asleep. Hold on, got reposition. And with BB-8 as well, but I can only show it on Spidey. Put down my iPad real quick. I gotta do this semi-off camera. If you saw my test mode video... Oh, Spidey. Spidey, please. Remember how BB-8 has, like, no cover on the back because I was a complete idiot and accidentally got rid of the piece? Didn't make that mistake with Spidey. Yeah, both of those are supposed to come with, like, covers that make the head or body more round. I have no idea why I accidentally got rid of BB-8s. Let me put that back on before I critique it, though, because I want to keep it in one piece. Yeah. As a casual Spider-Man fan, I'm not like the biggest, but I do like the character a little bit. It's very nice to look at, especially for like a Marvel fan in general. Like if you're like a casual Spider-Man fan and you want to play a game of Bop It, go for it. Although, and I forgot to point this out, like Grogu, right now this is currently a Walmart exclusive, at least from what we've learned. But no, like the details are again as usual plentiful. They look like I never understood what that was supposed to be, like a spider web design around his head and the rest of his outfit. No, it's there. The blue accents are very shiny. I actually just noticed that recently. You can see the spider on his chest. The web is transparent. I was expecting it to be like a solid, like cyan color. I don't know why, but it is a spider web, so I guess I shouldn't have expected that at the same time. The spider on his back is present. Very, very well detailed. Also, I can tell that's where the pullet mechanism is built into, not just because the web comes out of the hand, but because there's that one small screw. Hopefully that picks up on camera. But, yeah. I want to close this with a positive. And first, I'm going to answer my own question. People are probably going to ask, why do you keep getting all these character Bop Its if, you don't like Hasbro repeating the same formula verbatim? Because I love presentation and art. I've made that no secret multiple times. I love art and presentation. Because if you think about this logically, all of these make great display pieces and/or action figures. They are really well done. Like, despite the fact that it's just Bop Twist Pull repeated verbatim almost every year since 2015 to 2021 right now, the amount of detail that was put into these things is plentiful and it is beautiful. So let's go over it one more time. But yeah, I don't want to be like a hypocrite, so I will say I hate Hasbro recycling the Bop Twist Pull formula verbatim every time, just with like a different coat of paint. But I love how great these things all look. Oh, sorry, Chewie. Yeah, I love how these all look. They are really awesome display pieces. It's, again, the main reason why I love Simon Darth Vader edition. So, there's that. Let me fix you, Chewie. But, yeah. Thought I'd make this video and wanted to let my opinion be known. Anyways, this is Earth from Gemini 4, signing out.